Friday, everyone. I'm Ann Birchard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm going to make a card, actually 3 cards, featuring the Pampered Pets and the Playful Pets Suite. What do you get in the suite? You get the stamp set, you get the coordinating die set, you get the red and white and the black and white ribbon, and you get the Playful Pets trinkets. There's a heart, a dog bone inside, and you can just bling up your cards. So let's make some cards. Let me set this aside. I did 3 versions of the stamp sets. This is the basic. And all I did was cut the designer series paper at 5.5 by 4 1/4. Then I stamped in Memento black ink, used the coordinating die set, and just colored his collar. That's it. So let's step it up. On this one, I matted the designer series paper with a black cardstock, basic black, and again its measurements are 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then the designer series paper, I took it down by 1/4, so it's only 5 1/4 by 4. And then with my little dog, again stamped in Memento black ink, but then I used the Stampin' Blends to color him in. Popped him up on dimensionals. So that's step 2. Now let's move on to step 3, and this is the one that we're going to make today. Again, basic black on top of Whisper White cardstock as our card base, but then I used the designer series paper and I cut this one 2 by 4, and this one is 1 1/4 by 4 inches. Then I stamped a sentiment and heat embossed it. I stamped and colored our little friend, and then added a dog bone and ribbon to really add some couple of embellishments, really step it up. So let's go ahead and make this card today. So like I mentioned, we're going to start off with Whisper White, and this time I cut it at 1 1/4, scored it at 5.5, folded it, and that's going to be our card base. The black cardstock is cut at 4 1/4 by 5.5. Let's add some adhesive and put that on the back. Actually, I almost made a mistake because I need to add some ribbon. Okay, so let's add this to the front. Let's get our silicone mat out. And then I'm not wasting anything. So on the back of the dog bone bowls and paw prints, let's add some adhesive. And I place this towards the bottom with an equal border of black all the way around. Then I took this one, and on the back side has scratch, wag, play, love, bark, woof, dig, chase, scratch. Who wouldn't want to do all those things? And I'm going to place this at the top and again create an even border all the way around. There we go. Now I'm going to come in with the red and white stripe. Now the good thing with the silicone mat, nothing but Gorilla Glue sticks to it. Ask me how I know about Gorilla Glue. It was worth a shot. I'm just adding more adhesive on the back so then I know that the ribbon's going to grab it. There. And straight across. Is that straight? Nope. Let's make it straight. There we go. I like it. Okay, now let's add our sentiment. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. and this isn't going to go anywhere because I have the adhesive on the back, I'm going to prep my cardstock with an Embossing Buddy. That way, the embossing powder will only stick where I want it. Then I'm using Versamark. I'll bring this in. Versamark. And the sentiment, I hope your day is a real treat. I'm going to stamp this twice, just because. Here we go. Now I'm going to go over, add some white embossing powder and heat set it, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I embossed with white embossing powder and heated it. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on my card base, my white card base. Line up the bottom and the sides. There we go. And I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to bring in just a scratch piece of Whisper White, the dog, and Memento ink. Give him a good inking here. Press. Let it set a little bit so the cardstock can absorb the ink. Love it. Set that aside. Now Memento Tuxedo Black ink is safe for the Stampin' Blends. The Stampin' Blends are alcohol markers, and if the ink isn't Memento if it's not intended for alcohol ink, you could start smearing your image, and you don't want that after all that work. So I'm going to come in with Real Red, and I'll use the thin end, color his collar. I don't have the black in Stampin' Blends, so my Stampin' Right markers will have to do in a pinch. And I'm going to use the two grays. I'm going to use the gray Granite, light and dark, to color him. Start off with dark. Get his belly. There we go. Then I'm going to color the rest of his body in the light. I'm not going to do a whole lot of shading on this one. I'm just going to get some color down. I like to color first before I die cut. That gives me more surface area to hang on to. I just colored over his eyeball. Well, that's the way it's going to be. Then I'm going to come back in with the dark. So I lied. There's going to be a little shadow right there. Get his eyebrows, and his beard and mustache. I'm not too worried about it coming out because we're die cutting it. And I think that's it. That's all I want to do. So let me grab, if I can find it. What happened to my die cut? Okay. I'll be right back. Let me find it. I know I had it. All right, where'd you go? Oh, this is annoying. Aha! It was under the Stamparatus. The magnet got it. I'm using purple tape. It's a low-tack tape to keep my die in place. You can use washi tape or regular Scotch tape, but if you use regular Scotch tape, make sure you place it on your clothes a couple times to pick up the lint. In doing so, it's going to make it less tacky and it's not going to ruin your project. There we go. Oh, too cute. Love it. Okay, I'm putting this away so I'm not struggling finding it again. Bring in this. On the back of the little guy, I'm going to be using Stampin' Dimensionals. And plenty so he doesn't bend in the middle when it goes through the mail. And last one. There we go. Set that aside. Remove the backing. Oops. And then I want him right there. And let's add some bling. I'm going to use the heart this time since I used the dog bone on the other one. I'm going to use my Tombow Monoglue and some tweezers. That way I don't get it all over my fingers. And bring in the silicone mat. That should be plenty. And let's hang this charm on his collar. There. That's it. Voila! Well, I hope you liked my card today. All of the supplies I used will be listed below in the description. Please hit subscribe, like, comment, share. Let me know if you want to see anything. I'm more than happy to do requests. And let me bring in my others. So there's the Stampin Up. There's the second, and this was the basic. So I hope you enjoyed the cards, and have a great day.